Hello, and welcome to Pressing Buttons. I'm Hugo.
I'm Nick.
Another great week, another great episode coming at you. We are at an episode 73 of Pressing Buttons. Look at us. We are flying high.
Big
73
number.
episodes. 73 episodes. No housekeeping today on our end, so we're just going to go straight into some news. First off, we're going to start off with San Diego Comic Con. There's been a lot of news coming out of San Diego Comic Con, even though there's a writer strike and an actor strike going on right now. That doesn't exclude video games for now, at least, and animation. So there have been some stuff shown over there that we can discuss, and we'll start off with Spider-Man. So Insomniac and Marvel did a panel. They had Yuri Lowenthal, Tony Todd, Laura Bailey, amongst others, and some developers from Insomniac. Just do a panel showing off the latest trailer, talking about Venom and the symbiote and how he's going to play into the new game and what he's all about. And if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I'll put the link up in our show notes so you guys can check it out. But the trailer looks great. Obviously, Insomniac, we always say they know what they're doing in terms of gameplay, trailers, and just they really understand the assignment. Obviously, Spider-Man 1 being such a huge hit and them doing so well with it. And then now this one, it's big shoes to fill. Obviously, you want to do a great second game with bringing new stuff. And I think, especially with the addition of Tony Todd, for those of you who don't know, he was in the original. Is it Candyman?
Candyman, right?
Yeah. I had a blank. I was about to say like Scarecrow Man or something. He was the original Candyman. For those of you who don't know, he has this very heavy, raspy voice, which makes him perfect for Venom. And he's enjoying himself. It looks like from the trailer itself and the lines of dialogue and stuff like that, it looks like it's going to be a really good game in terms of a mental battle between Peter and Venom and what Venom's going to make Peter do, which always happens, obviously, when the symbiote takes over Spider-Man. But it just looks overall great. I think it's definitely going to might be game of the year contender in terms of if they nail everything down. I know they got Mr. Negative still going to come back. That's going to play a big part for Miles. You also have Mary Jane is going to be in there. They're going to so basically you're going to have three lead characters, obviously with Peter, with Miles, and Mary Jane, since you were able to play in the first one as Mary Jane for a little bit. So it's going to be interesting how they do that, and with all the new villains that they're going to be introducing, such as Craven, it's going to be super interesting. What are your thoughts on what you saw from the trailer, what you heard from the voice actors and the capture actors?
Loved it. Obviously I knew about Spider-Man, but I really fell in love with Spider-Man it was the 90s animated series, which did you watch that, or
Oh yeah,
was that the thing that made you a fan, or were you kind of already a Spider-Man fan?
Those Saturday morning cartoons, Fox cartoons, X-Men and Spider-Man and all that stuff.
So that was me, like, for sure. Yeah, same thing with X-Men. Also, Batman, and so basically that era of cartoons is really what was the foundation for a lot of my comic book know-how. And then my favorite was Spider-Man by far. Specifically the black, I think it was called like the Black Costume Saga or whatever, but it's basically like the whole series with Venom. So that was my favorite. I was a big fan of Venom. So like the fact that this game is really kind of like, I guess it kind of leads in with Craven, but I guess it over time will kind of like evolve into more of a focus between like Venom and Spider-Man. So this is probably, going back to, I think, the first or second episode of this year when we were talking about most anticipated releases. This was definitely a top 5 for me. Maybe it's my number one. I don't know, but like I'm the more I see, like the more excited I'm getting about it. So yeah, I really liked what I saw, and I'm actually really interested to see how like the Venom like voice performance and how that's kind of like I think what Tom Hardy does is like awful. Like the Venom movies are like,
I don't think it's awful. I have a different point of view.
Like it's I just don't like that at all. Like, and again, maybe I'm biased because of like the cartoons. Like, I want something that more or less resembles that like Spider-Man animated series Venom performance. And I think what they're doing with the game, it's basically like a more, I think it's like a more kind of professional version of that. So I really liked what I heard, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, I think you're right, and to that point, I think we both hold a special place. Obviously, when we saw it in the animated series, they took it seriously in the beginning, where it was like when he first got the Venom parasite. It was cool, like, oh shit, it's a black suit, and he can do all these cool things, and the suit is black and it looks sleek and whatever. And then you saw as the storyline progressed that it was kind of taking over for him, and that's definitely there in Spider-Man 2, the game, where you can kind of see where, like, in the beginning it's probably going to be cool, but you can see the effect that it'll have. Whereas, like you said, I don't hate the Venom movies, because I don't, I enjoy whatever, even if it's silly. But I do think it's very silly. It's a very silly movie. Like, I can't take Venom seriously as a parasite or symbiote. Like, it's just
that's
bad.
That's a whole other kind of separate
Yeah.
episode. Like, I'm, as someone who's like a fan of Venom, like I really don't enjoy, like, and I'm like a huge Tom Hardy fanboy, so when that project was first announced, I was like, oh great, like I love Venom, love Tom Hardy, it's great. But I feel like they like really leaned in too much on like the Deadpool formula, where I think Deadpool was kind of this breakout R-rated hit, and people were like, oh, like we need more Deadpool movies, and let's have Venom basically be that. So
yeah, so that, but that's what I mean. Like, that's why I think, like, they took it more from the animated series than the movies, and to give it like a more serious tone shift. On it. So that's what I'm enjoying of it. And then people still give it a little bit shit because the Peter character model looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
And the Mary Jane model looks different, and also it's like, bro, it's a video game. The character models are going to change, obviously, unless you're doing a one-for-one recreation of the voice actor. They're going to look different. You want them to look smoother, whatever makes it appealing to people. Like, stop complaining about dumb shit like that. I remember when the first one came out, they were complaining about puddles. Now it's character faces and shit like that.
Yeah, but they already did that, right? I mean, they changed the character model with the like remaster.
They did, but now they changed a little bit again. But just I think they're just refining it to what they think will look better and sharper and younger. Because Peter's in this adaptation, he's in his 20s, or mid 20s, or whatever it is. So like, they don't want him to look older or decrepit.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just wanted to make him look a little bit more like Tom Holland. I'm pretty sure was the real reason why they made the change back with the remake. But I remember when they tried to explain it, they were like, oh, it's like we got better technology now, so we can use the full power to recreate our original. I'm like, you could have fucking done that with with the PS4. Like, so I didn't totally buy whatever their argument was, but
it's a small gripe. It's a small gripe that people have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I saw like Mary Jane looked, I think, like a little different. I don't think it was as dramatic as what they did with Peter, but it's like, come on, like just play the damn game, have a good time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks great. We have high hopes for it when it releases in October. Obviously, we're going to be playing it, but this is one of those that's definitely a Game of the Year contender, and can't wait to get our hands on it and see everything that it has to offer. So we'll keep you guys updated if we hear any more information or we get anything more out of it. Do
you think? I just want to talk about Spider-Man. Do you think there's any? Is there any comic book precedent of Miles Morales taking on the symbiote?
No, but that would be cool. I don't think.
Yeah, because I feel like because that's like the whole. Obviously, there's just like Peter Parker versus whoever Venom is. I think in the comics it's more Eddie Brock, and now I guess it's more or less confirmed that it's Harry Osborn. I think the trailer kind of confirms that. But,
well, it's gonna be Peter for a bit. It's definitely on Peter, obviously.
I mean Venom, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if there's ever been like any real interplay with that and Miles Morales. So like, I think that's another thing that I'm I'm sure it exists in comics, but like I'm not that into the comics these days, so that'll be kind of my first.
I mean, I don't think it exists in comics just because I feel like we would have seen a lot of fan art or something of it before. And from reading the Ultimate series, which is where Miles originated from, and that's where he originally starred in after Peter died or whatever, and before he came back or whatever. The Venom was on there, but it was only on Peter, and they never got to Miles. So that would be really cool just to see what they do with that. But I don't think it's going to happen in this game just because it looks like the focus is just on Peter and what it does to him, and then how that affects Mary Jane now that Aunt May is, spoiler, dead. And and how that affects the relationship with Miles and stuff like that. So I think it's just going to be about the relationships. It's not going to be necessarily like, oh, the symbiote's jumping on everybody now. And they'll probably just keep it to, yeah, they'll probably.
That's what I want. It's like it's hot potato basically, but with the symbiote.
So you do want the Venom movie then? Because that's what happens in Venom 2. Or 1,
No,
at the end of Venom 1.
I couldn't watch it. Like I watched the first one and I'm like, what? I was like, whatever. I just didn't want to like watch any more of that. So
it sounds like you want some She-Venom.
What's that?
That's when Venom takes over Tom Hardy's girl in Venom 1. Yeah, you don't want that.
So I've already forgotten the movie. So
yeah, but it'll be interesting if they do something like that. I don't think they will, just because, like I said, I feel like they're going to the consequences of Venom on Peter, as opposed to like Venom going all over the place. So it's probably just gonna stick to Harry and Peter. So that'll be interesting.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens, and if some wild shit happens with Miles Morales in the costume,
yeah, then you would have been right.
I'm gonna bring back this episode.
Yeah, all right. And then another game that they showcased and gave more information for at Comic-Con was Mortal Kombat 1. They announced 2 new characters, Tanya from Mortal Kombat 4 and Li Mei from Deadly Alliance. They also showed Chameleon and Darius as cameo characters, which are the ones that you can use as partners in the ring when you're fighting. They also officially announced and showcased a small video with Homelander, Omni-Man, and Peacemaker for the Fighter Pack 1, along with Quan Chi, Ermac, and Takeda from Mortal Kombat. Those are going to be your first fighters from the Fighter Pack 1, which is very interesting. Obviously, the game still looks great, I think. Expanding on the Mortal Kombat formula, resetting the whole timeline, still looks good. I like the way they're introducing these characters. It does look like it's going to be heavily story focused. I think it's going to be like it looks to have a solid story mode, just because every time they introduce a new character or something like that, they do show like an in-depth video, them conversing, having conversations, going back and forth, different like what the motives are and stuff like that. Obviously, we see with these 2 characters how they're talking about defending the princess and all that. So it looks pretty cool. It looks like they're going to have some good story production. And then obviously with Homelander, Omni-Man, and Peacemaker being part of Fighter Pack 1, that's going to bring in a lot of characters. I know Homelander recently got introduced in Call of Duty, and that was really popular. And people like you have been waiting for Homelander to officially be introduced, even though you said that you are not feeling this game. I think you said that you will buy it if Homelander was officially on it. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's tough. I might need to eat my hat on that one. Yeah, I think I did say that. I was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't get the game, but if Homelander's in it, it's an insta-buy. I think insta-buy might have been my exact quote. Or
it's in an episode somewhere. So if somebody's hearing this and you remember, find it.
It's somewhere in the archive, but that was before I actually played the game. And then
can take it back.
I might need to take it back. I played the demo. I guess it was like a network test or something like that. I played it I literally played like 4 matches, and I was just like, I just don't like anything about this. So we'll see. If I'm like so bored, the game gets like very, very positively reviewed, and I just accept that I just wasn't in the right state of mind to play that game at that time. Like maybe I'll give it another shot down the road, but I don't know, man. Like I just didn't. It was just like I just don't like. I just didn't like the game, like the gameplay, like at all. Like it's different. It's different in a way. And I had fun with Mortal Kombat 11, so like I'm still trying to come to terms with like what is it about this game that I don't like, that I was, had a good enough time with Mortal Kombat 11 and played through the the adventure mode. I had a good time with that, and that's kind of what I was hoping for with Mortal Kombat 1. But I just I didn't enjoy the matches at all. So we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, it's very interesting. Obviously, you have Mortal Kombat 1, and then you have Street Fighter 6, heavy success out of that. Then you also have Tekken 8, which is also being kind of showcased at Comic-Con, and there's a technical test going on right now. Very interesting. I think, obviously, all these three games have very strong fan bases. So to each his own. Obviously, we really like Street Fighter 6. Rashid is going to be released, I believe, on Monday, tomorrow, July 24th. So that's going to be kind of cool to see what that does to the whole character roster and the meta. And then obviously with Mortal Kombat coming out in September, the people waiting for that, it's just a different type of game. And then with these characters, who are very popular in their own right, but definitely fit right into the universe. Obviously, before they had like Alien, the T-1000, Kratos from God of War, and now you have Homelander, Omni-Man, and Peacemaker, who totally fit in. I think it works. And then Tekken itself with the moves and stuff like that. It's just good to have diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like if every game was like Street Fighter, which if we can recall, I think for a little bit when Street Fighter 4 came out, I think every kind of video game, every fighting game that kind of came around the same time tried to emulate the whole Street Fighter 2D, 3D formula kind of thing, and it didn't succeed, and they went away from it, which was good, so that way we have more diversity. So I think, obviously, we might not be playing this because I think it's also too complicated for me, if that makes any sense. I can pick up Street Fighter easy, and I know the combos and all that stuff, even though it's hard executing them, I'm still having a lot of fun, but this one's probably not going to be for us, but that doesn't mean it's not for everybody else. And I think a lot of people will be enjoying this, and they just want to get their hands on it. And they still haven't announced the full character roster. So who knows? Who knows what more good surprises they have in store?
Yeah. No, it's an unbelievable year for fighting games for sure, with like new installments from some of the best franchises in game and fighting games. But yeah, it's like, it's not like I don't care. Like I know like a lot of people are very passionate and opinionated around like their favorite fighting game, and it's like almost kind of the equivalent of like console wars with fighting games. But like that's not me at all. Like I'll play whatever. Like I'm gonna check out Tekken, and I hope that's great. And if not, then it is what it is. But like I tried the game. I just didn't like it. And it's very likely the case that I'm ass at the game. Like that's.
I think it's more that you're ass at the game.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the reason. Like I just suck at the game and don't want to put in the effort to like make it fun for myself while I, hopefully eventually become not ass at the game. But yeah, it just didn't feel right. So.
Yeah, I think we've all been there where we kind of force ourselves to play a game through just because we have it, not because we're enjoying it. But
you mean like Final Fantasy 16?
All right, leave that for your closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts, okay.
Or a full review whenever we do that, if we do that.
Full review.
Yeah, but yeah, like we play whatever games we want to play. We don't really pick corners. We make bullshit all the time about our favorites and who likes Nintendo, who doesn't like Nintendo. But at the end of the day, we just want to play good games, and we'll play the games that we want to play, and we'll recommend to you guys and everybody out there the ones that we find interesting, and you guys can recommend the same thing for us. Next thing we want to talk about is Armored Core. So From Software released a new story trailer for Armored Core. Not really much to show in terms of gameplay. Obviously, it's a story trailer, so it's more cinematics and stuff like that. But the game still looks great. Every time I see something related to this it always surprises me how soon this is coming out after Elden Ring, and how well polished it looks, and how awesome it's probably going to be. Obviously, it looks like August is going to be like a really stacked month in terms of big games. You have Baldur's Gate coming out early on the 3rd, I believe. Then you have Armored Core coming out mid-August. What else is coming out? I know there's a third big one. I forget. But there's a couple big ones coming out in August. You also have the Destiny Showcase August 22nd, so there's going to be a lot of big announcements. But it just goes to show you when you have like a studio like From Software at the top of their game, churning out hit after hit, I think, and doing good work. Just they know what they're doing. They know how to get it right, even if it's a different type of gameplay experience from what they had before. I think they're nailing it, and I'm super excited for this. This is, to me, is like a sleeper hit of 2023, just because nobody was expecting this, and when it's announced, everybody's eyes are on it. What are your thoughts on the trailer? I know you're mostly on the same boat as I am.
Yeah, no, I thought so. It's interesting. So it's a From Software story trailer. I think we both can agree that we're not experts when it comes to lore and narrative in From Software games. So it's almost like what do you even expect to learn from a From Software story trailer? And I would expect like not much. And I think this trailer is exactly that.
Yeah,
it's like I guess it's like a
revenge
thing where your other people in your team get killed, and so it's like I guess that's it. I don't know, maybe something like that. So, but so I didn't, it's like who knows what the actual story is or how they'll actually kind of reveal the story throughout the game. Like I'm guessing they'll probably use the same playbook as they do with other kind of From Software games, specifically like the Soulsborne approach to things. So but for me it was good just to see more of like the cinematics and the gameplay. It continues to look awesome. I think From Software has been putting out the best kind of like edited trailers. It kind of reminds me of like the peak Kojima era of hype video game trailers. So I was delighted to see it on my YouTube recommendations and watched it and was like, I have no idea what's happening, but it looks cool, and I'm going to play it at launch.
Yeah, and little side note, with Gundam Evolution getting shut down pretty soon, kind of sucks, but I just want to throw it out there. If anybody from Software's listening, you guys should make a Gundam game with just like the whole assets of Armored Core, just because I think it would kick ass. I want to play that game, but it's sad that it's going away.
Have they done? I don't think they've done licensed games.
No, I don't think they have either.
Yeah,
but
I think they're like too much of a highbrow studio now. Like where I don't think they would do that, but I'm sure it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of those where like, what's your dream studio that would work on a licensed game? And like you have Insomniac working on Spider-Man, like stuff like that. Definitely mine would be From Software working on a Gundam one.
Mine would be same studio, different IP. Do you want to guess what the IP is?
Is it a rhythm IP?
No. No, you want From Software to do a rhythm game?
No, I'm saying you would want From Software to do a rhythm game because you love rhythm games and shit.
What the fuck, dude?
You like rhythm
but
games.
I wouldn't want From Software to do it.
Well, you want them to do Final Fantasy?
No, it's so obvious. Like you're gonna be upset. It's Berserk.
Oh yeah. They kind of did. They kind of did it with Elden Ring. Obviously, we are missing a very good Berserk game. I know they've released a couple, but nothing to draw our attention. Yeah. We should. One of these days we'll do an episode where we do our.
Send them an email.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey guys, I know you've never thought about this, but here's an idea.
Well, yeah, I could do that. I like bothering people, but I'm saying one of these days we'll do our own little segment on one of these episodes where we'll do like our dream studio with a dream IP.
Okay.
All right. Moving on, we are going to be discussing the Diablo 4 patch. obviously Diablo being released beginning of July, very very beginning of July. Damn, no, beginning of June. Damn, time flies.
Time's flying.
Yeah, I'm already lost. Obviously, with Diablo releasing at the beginning of June, in their new format for the seasons, where there's going to be a live service games, you're going to get a new season every couple months, where you're going to be resetting the battle pass, having to recreate a character and stuff like that. The first season, official season, started July 20th. Season of the Malignant. They released some patches, a patch a couple days before. I believe they released it on Tuesday. The new season started on Thursday, and people weren't happy. Obviously, with these patches, especially with these live service games, they want to kind of fix everything. They don't want to make things overpowered. But it seems like the community got fed up because they kind of overtuned everything. Everybody's character has become surprisingly very, very weak. There's really no more OP builds in the game. There was a lot of nerfs to a lot of the classes, which kind of sucks, especially since you got to restart a new character. Also, it seems like your XP is harder to gain now too, so that sucks in itself because now you're taking longer to do things that you were doing before at different levels. And because of the feedback from the community, they did a live stream, which they were supposed to do on Friday the 21st. They were gonna kind of just do a live stream of, hey, the new season's out, let's talk about it. But it turned into more of an apology live stream where they were asking everybody to forgive them and that they're going to have better communication. Obviously, with the community, they want to be able to, in the future, at least release the patch notes way before they release the patch, just in case they need to kind of tune anything out beforehand. And also just have better communication with the community, because if one of the things that live service games have taught us is that you got to listen to your community, because if you don't, then your game is going to become a dead game. You, as a Diablo player, because I didn't get it, I know you guys play Diablo during game night. You might not be as far in with the campaign and stuff like that as everybody else is, especially with the new season. But what are your thoughts on this? What do you feel like they lacked in terms of communicating?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. So basically, what happened was myself and the people I play with are the filthiest of casuals when it comes to playing Diablo. So we literally log in, run around and kill shit. Maybe we make some progress on the campaign, maybe we don't, but either way, we're generally having a good time. And I think we knew the new season was going to be starting, but before we even got into that, I just was like overwhelmed by all of this negativity by basically like all the content creators that focus on Diablo, and everyone was just like shitting on the patch and the new season and all that stuff. So it's only, I mean, it's been around for like maybe a week or so, a little less than a week.
A little less than a week. The new season? 4 days.
Yeah. So we, there's only like, we play it maybe one day a week. And so there's only been one possibility of us playing the game. But because we're just hearing all this negativity, we're like, maybe we just like don't play it this week. And, so when I get into closing thoughts, I can talk about like what we actually played instead. So yeah, I don't really have we just didn't play the game because of all this stuff we were hearing around it. And it was loud and unanimous. It was, the game is slower. Everything takes longer. Everyone's weaker now. So that's like not a good thing. There's a concept called loss aversion. It's like a psychological concept, and it's generally just like when you take things away from people. Like if you give something to someone versus like taking it away from them, they're going to be way more upset about taking something away from them. And it seems like that was this whole patch, and I'm not sure. It was just like taking away tons of stuff. So like, of course, people are going to be upset about it. And yeah, I think maybe we were talking about it during the game night. We're like, we're not going to play it. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to have the all hands or community session to talk about the patch notes, and I'm like, no, like that's going to be them. Like they're not going to have any answers. It's just going to be them like having some sort of apology and trying to explain why they did certain things. But I think it was mostly a bunch of non-answers. My favorite one was it was they added like 2 seconds to the amount of time it takes to teleport out of a dungeon.
Oh my god!
And it's just like it's already like very slow. Like it's like it's very generous with how much time they give you with like wanting to like cancel that in the event you like accidentally hit the teleport button. So they added 2 seconds to that, and people were just like, okay, the only reason you would do this is to piss people off. Like you're clearly antagonizing and trolling your community. And so that was like one of the direct questions during this interview or whatever it was called. And they just had like no, they're like, yeah, like we're just testing and calibrating, and it's just like, no, dude, like, even if there is like a good answer for it, like they just didn't describe that, and so I think it just like stoked the fire even more, and people are just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, well, they have a very short window to kind of get back in the goodwill of the gamers. Obviously, if you invested the $70 for this game or whatever, you invested it in a sense for the long run. And even though you do have people like you guys who casually play it as much as you can and enjoy it at the same time, if it turns you off to a certain point, you can only imagine what it's going to do for the ones that are dedicating a lot of their time into it and resources and stuff like that and just grinding it out. Obviously, we discussed this a lot of times, but live service games are hard. I always go back to Destiny 2 because it's the one I play the most and the one that I feel like even though they do have a lot of hiccups, they do have a lot of mistakes, and people are complaining about them all the time, especially with the PvP stuff, or if there's a glitch or a problem, which coincidentally, like right now, there's a lot of glitches and stuff like that people are mad about. They are very transparent in a way because they do always communicate with the community, or they try to fix it as much as they can. And you want to please as much people as you can, but you also don't want to make the game too easy or just a waste, because what's the point of playing the game then if you could just do everything and get everything and just do it easy? There's no point in playing it. So this kind of brings me to ask, like, do you think they will fix it enough for the second season, or like a mid-season thing, or is a growing pain? Because obviously with Destiny 2, it's been out for a total of 10 years. The whole Destiny franchise, Destiny 2 has been out for about 7. And, it's evolving. At this point, people do want maybe Destiny 3 just to get like a new engine and fix a lot of the hiccups of the old engine that the old engine can't do, and they're still kind of running on something 7 years old. Whereas what Diablo just came out, do you think the gamers have the patience to be able to hold out? I mean, or is this like quick burn? What do you think?
I don't know. Like it's been such a roller coaster with this game, right? Where I think before it came out, I think Blizzard has kind of almost conditioned its audience to like just think everything's gonna suck or be like have onerous monetization or nickel and dime. So like people are almost set up for the game to like not be good. And then Diablo 4 comes out, and it's almost like, oh my god, like this game's
actually
awesome.
good.
Yeah, this game's awesome. Like I can't believe it. And it was almost like unanimous positive sentiment with the game from like kind of the streamer community and the sales numbers. I think it was can't remember the exact number, but it was like a very, very good, strong seller. So I think the game was doing well, received very positively. And for it to kind of like almost 180 so quickly from launch is pretty wild. And I think they'll be able to 180 again and kind of get back to that positive sentiment, but it's kind of almost like at what cost? Like I could see there being like a fairly meaningful number of people that just like permanently leave, or just like like this is stupid, I don't want to deal with this. But I don't think it's like doomsday for the game by any means. So I think the game will be fine. But I do feel like, this probably rub certain people the wrong way. I just don't have a good sense of how many people that is, but it's non-zero for sure.
Yeah, and the other thing is like the season, which everybody was kind of supposed to be focused on. New season, new stuff, new things to do, new weapons to earn, and stuff like that. I have heard nothing about the season. All I hear is complain about everything that got switched over.
Yeah, I haven't been following it that closely, but I think whatever the next kind of big content release is, like I think that's the one. Like allegedly, Blizzard was like doing a bunch of testing and fucking around with shit for this one to like figure out how to get things ready for like the next big push. So, if that's true, whatever. But I think they've just pissed a lot of people off during that process, like people who just want to like play the game now and have fun. So
yeah, hopefully they have learned their lesson, or they're on their way to learning before it's too late. Obviously, we want more games to succeed, especially these live service games. The better the models are done and tested and worked out, the better for everybody that wants to play a live service game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, like I walk around and I spin around as a barbarian and kill shit. So
don't make it harder.
Yeah, like unless they made it like so, and like it just slowed it down so much, and maybe they did. I just don't know because I haven't played it. But like, so I don't know. Like we'll still have fun with it. Like we'll go back into it for sure, but maybe we'll just give it a week or two.
Yeah, there was a reason I didn't get this game. I knew it. I didn't, but I'm glad I didn't get it.
No, you'd be losing your mind because you probably would have you would have been like in the hardcore mode, doing all sorts, and then like you would have been. You might have actually started creating YouTube videos just to express how angry you are.
Probably. I actually have to ask our Diablo community. We have a lot of guys and gals in Discord that.
Oh yeah, like I'd love to know what they've been saying.
We'll get I'll get their thoughts and we'll discuss it next week and see what they're saying.
Yeah, we got to get that Diablo 4 channel.
There you go.
Going. It's there. We just need more activity.
No, people play it in our channel. I've seen them.
No, I mean like in the chat.
Oh yeah.
All
right. Well, that does it for all the news of the week that we wanted to discuss. We're gonna move on to some closing thoughts. I'll start it off. I've been playing some Destiny 2. Surprise, surprise. It'll be a surprise when I don't say it at the end of the week.
You need to just like record you talking about playing Destiny and just like
play the same thing over and over, see if anybody notices.
We can take a break and like go grab a coffee or something. And
no, I don't want my pre-recorded Destiny thoughts. Well,
okay.
It's
did some shooting, did some looting.
Exactly.
Had no idea where I was going.
No, I always have an idea where I'm going. No, but it's the solstice event, which solstice, summer solstice. They always do it every year. It's an opportunity to get these cool shining armor sets, which this year it's pretty cool. They're not too shiny. They usually give off a really light color when you fully upgrade them. This glow, but this year not so much. The glow's kind of low, so everybody's disappointed by that. But the gear does look cool because you look like you're in a marching band or something. So you look like you're in a. What is it, that Beatles thing? Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Club or whatever? Yeah. Anyways.
Something like that.
Yeah. Having a lot of fun with that, obviously. It's kind of a lull state right now. Everybody's kind of waiting for the big showcase that they're having on August 22nd at Gamescom. Oh, did you pick that up? Ha! Gamescom.
Did you actually? I think that was a Freudian. We can call that a Freudian for sure.
But everybody's waiting on that. Obviously, that'll tease the future of the game itself. This big plan that they had for the narrative of the game, ending with the final shape saga, and then they're also going to introduce a new subclass, which is going to be kind of cool. But it's going to have a lot of questions that hopefully will be answered at the showcase, because Destiny's my main game. I kind of want to know where it's going. Am I going to keep investing time into this? Am I going to keep playing these seasons? So, still having fun no matter what.
What's the current shape?
The current shape is a circle.
So, oh my gosh. And what's next? What's next? Triangle?
It's a triangle inside of a circle. It's a
No. Oh my god.
yeah. See, if you play Destiny, you would know these things.
Dynamic narrative.
Yeah, if you play Destiny, you would know these things.
Damn. What's after that?
Well, probably a square inside a triangle, inside
rhombus?
a circle. Yeah.
Rhombus?
Maybe they'll go 3D.
I'll come back to Destiny when they get to the rhombus.
Well, I'll let you know.
Okay.
TV wise, I finished watching The Witch from Mercury. I thought it was awesome. Obviously, I'm a big Gundam fan. I thought they did a great job with a female protagonist. And obviously the war themes that Gundam explores and the child soldiers and all that stuff. I thought they did a great job, especially with this one. I think it was, like I said, the first 12 episodes seemed like a cool high school story where you did mock Gundam battles, and in the second half, the other 12 episodes was the real war, where you saw the real effects of actual combat and stuff like that. So I think they did a great job. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys check it out. And then Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 has started, looking awesome. It is animated by MAPPA, which I know right now is kind of like one of the biggest animation studios that everybody loves. I know they're
doing Lazarus.
Yeah, they're doing Lazarus, which is going to be a new anime by the director of Cowboy Bebop, Watanabe, which is one of our favorite guys. They also did Demon Slayer as well. I think they did Attack on Titan, and they did Chainsaw Man. I might be wrong on those, but I know they did Chainsaw Man. But anyways, they're a great studio. They do great animation, especially great fight animations. And Jujutsu Kaisen is a great manga / anime. Check it out if you haven't. It's top notch. I think the storyline is very dark because there's a lot of killing. They go killing, but what's
the general premise? Because I feel like I've heard the name, but I actually have no idea.
It's like it's about curses. It's these curse exterminators. You could say it's hard to explain in like American English because curse exterminator sounds like dumb. Like if you these curse exterminators basically, and this dude.
It's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's Ghostbusters. So that's
the most American New York thing ever.
Yeah. So these there are these cursed objects. So like if a curse who dies is strong enough, they leave their soul in these objects. And there's this guy, Sukuna, who is one of the most powerful curses. He had four arms. And when he died, he left all his powers. Basically, they couldn't kill him. They couldn't exercise him. So all his power were left in his 20 fingers. So this guy, I forget his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. Damn it! I gotta look it up now.
No, don't look it up. I don't want to edit this shit.
Yeah,
just make up a name. Make up a name. I stopped listening like 30 seconds ago.
No, I'm not gonna. Itadori. It just came up even before I had to look it up. So,
okay.
So Itadori, to save his friends, he eats one of his one of the fingers that he finds that has really strong cursed energy, and then he can exterminate the evil curses. But then Sukuna is basically in his mind, and they have like a battle or whatever in the mind because Sukuna just wants to kill everybody, and Itadori is like, no, I want to do good and help people. So it's very shonen, but it's also very seinen. For those of you that don't know, shonen is like for younger kids, seinen is for older people, manga, because Sukuna kills a lot of people, and he also makes fun of Itadori because Itadori's always trying to save people, and Sukuna kills them, and then he's like, haha, you couldn't even save those guys. So he's a bit of a dick, but it's really good. Anyways, I did a horrible job explaining that.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch this show.
Yeah, I know we have a very strong anime contingency in the Discord, and if you're hearing this, I'm sorry. Please do not give me shit. Please don't give me shit. I know you will give me shit, but please don't.
You butchered my boy.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can already hear all the shit they're gonna be saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, watch Jujutsu Kaisen if you haven't. If you love anime, it's a great anime. And then the other thing which I did a Mission Impossible marathon run. Right now, I'm about to watch Ghost Nation, which is the fifth one. I forget the sequence, but I'm watching Ghost Nation right now. I've watched the previous four. We're gonna go see the new one, Dead Reckoning, on Wednesdays, which we're super excited about. We saw Fallout last time in theaters as well together. Pretty enjoyable stuff. We do love some Tom Cruise action. We don't agree with Scientology views, but he does make good movies. So, and he's all for the movies. So
He does do his own stunts.
yeah.
You got to respect that.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Well, yeah, we got Mission Impossible, and then I'm also going to do Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I gotta find a date for that one. Gonna IMAX it up.
So I'm doing that tomorrow. So I think that's big movie week. I'm still TBD on Barbie and whether I want to see that in theaters or just wait and watch it in the comfort of my own home at some point. But I'll definitely watch it. I think it's been getting like crazy good reviews.
Well, not from the conservatives.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, maybe I like it even more then. And I've always been. I think I might have mentioned this in a prior episode, but like, I'm a pretty big fan of Ryan Gosling, and I actually think he's like a hilarious person with like really good comedic timing. And
Yeah.
So, which I think not a lot of people. That's not like maybe the first thing that comes to mind when they think about Ryan Gosling, but I've just kind of come to figure that out over the years. So I think he's actually great for this role.
Yeah, all the clips I've seen from him being Ken are hilariously dumb, so I'm okay with
it. Yeah, exactly. So again, like I'll watch the movie. It's the question of whether it's in theaters, and to see two movies in theaters in 1 week is a lot. That's a lot. That's like a year's worth of going to the theater for me in 1 week. So
cinema is back, baby.
Yeah, I know exactly right. So
Nicole Kidman thanks you. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, what is going on with that? Like everyone's like trashing Nicole Kidman for being in that, like, because she's like in the opening
trashing commercial. I think everybody loves Nicole Kidman.
Oh, they love, but like there's people are like memeing on her like commercial.
Oh yeah, I think
at the beginning
that's been mean forever, but I think like in a obnoxiously dumb fun way because they're like she's the
maybe not trashing it, but like just everyone's poking fun at her being like in that commercial that you see at the beginning of movies.
She's the mother of cinema because she's bringing everybody back, and then Tom Cruise is the father of cinema because he brought everybody back with Top Gun. And they used to date, so it all connects.
Yeah,
conspiracy.
So that's interesting. So yeah, big week for movies. Games wise, can you hear that?
No, it's not coming through.
Okay. It's my dog's chugging water right now because it's so hot. So
it wasn't coming through, so you're gonna have to edit that.
Okay, I'm not gonna edit that. It's fine. Just let it ride. I like to not edit things. It's a raw.
This is gonna be the worst unedited episode ever.
Raw and uncut. No one's gonna listen to this. If someone's actually listening to this right now, add a comment.
People listen to us.
Is this deep? Deep into the episode? Do you think people are still listening?
Yeah, if you're still listening.
Okay, well, hey, if you're listening right now,
say I'm here.
I encourage you to go to the YouTube, add a comment.
Let us know you're still listening.
And say, hi, Hugo.
Say Hugo was right.
I say Hugo is right. So in order for that to work, I can't edit any of this. So we're not editing shit. All right, so games-wise, I think I overpromised last week. I think I said I was going to finish Final Fantasy 16, and I have not done that yet. I think I'm at
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm basically like the final quote, dungeon boss. It's just such a slog. So I think
every Final Fantasy turns into a slog at the end where you're like
fucking slog. But like
it's
more manageable when it's not like an action game.
Well, I want you to finish it this week, so then we'll do a review of it next week.
It's so disappointing, dude.
You're almost there.
So I needed like the trailer. I needed this like Armored Core trailer. I needed the Spider-Man trailer, just to like help get this bad taste in my mouth with
You sound like me when I was finishing Days Gone, where I was like, I just want this to be over.
Oh yeah, and Horizon, right?
Yeah, definitely one of those was like, oh, I just want to play another game.
Yeah, so like I'm there, and but the thing that sucks is like I was at that point like 5 hours into the game, so like I've just been completing it mainly just to like check the box of a mainline Final Fantasy game. But yeah, I mean we'll get into more details with my impressions on this, but this is probably like the most disappointed I've been in a game in quite some time. And maybe that's just on me for having unreasonably high expectations for a mainline Final Fantasy game, but you know, it is what it is. So hopefully I'll get that beat. As I mentioned, we didn't play Diablo 4 because we were spooked by all of the negative feedback. So for game night, we basically just went back into Fortnite.
Yeah, so you guys playing some of that? You guys sucked?
Yeah, well, the game sucks. Like we're fine. Like the game sucks.
The new season
sucks.
Yeah.
Dude. Did you play it?
Yeah. I got a W at least. I think I don't even want a
W. Like I don't even care to win a W. Like the game sucks.
It was funny.
How does that happen?
It was funny because I saw this tweet that this is the second like Wilds season that they did, and it also sucks because the last Wild season sucked.
I fucking hated that.
Get away from the forest and the trees. Leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Idiot.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it. That's why I said.
You get it? Okay.
That's why I said idiot.
All right, if you got the joke, can you add a comment?
Right, idiot, because that's what I thought of the joke.
Okay, fair enough. Playing Fortnite. It was the first time I played this new season. It was like within I think 2 rounds, we were just like, what the hell? Like this, like the vertical movement is all janky. There's like way too much foliage everywhere, and it like makes those areas like basically unplayable.
And the guns suck.
Yeah, the guns are awful. Like, so it was.
I'm just waiting until the end of the season so I could get on that XP train and get my Optimus Prime skin, and that's it.
Yeah. I feel like this was a situation where they were like trying to like show off the capabilities of the Unreal Engine. We're like, oh, look at the foliage features and stuff that we can do, and then someone went like overboard with having that like all over the map, and it's like, okay, well now you just can't see anything, and it's super fucking annoying. That was a bit of a bummer. So played Fortnite. We had like no idea, right? Like we just kind of like blindly went into it and were very frustrated. So we did that for a little bit and then stopped, and just went into good old Rocket League.
Comfort pick.
Had a great time.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, good old comfort pick. I mean, Fortnite.
We needed some.
They can't be all hits.
We needed something to calm us down and soothe us and get us in the right mindset for going to bed. So we did that, and then maybe you were waiting for me to talk about it, but we had a
yes. This is why I didn't talk.
Big old gaming session.
Yeah, it's been a while
with Remnant 2, and I think this was. In addition to like the cool trailers, like this was the game. Like I needed this to like palate cleanse after Final Fantasy 16. Like this is great. This is a fucking game.
Yeah, we put in 7 or 8 hours last night on Saturday. It's been a while since we've done such a heavy gaming session, especially together. Because usually we're off playing our single player games or whatever, or different games.
I think that one session was more than we've ever played in total for like co-op games.
Oh yeah. In one sitting, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
no, I mean in aggregate, if you were to take every time we've played co-op and add it all together,
that's a lie.
That's fewer than 7 hours.
Oh, that's a lie, but whatever. No, but it's a great game. I mean, we're having fun. Obviously, it's got the Soulsborne mechanics of it, except with guns, which is the big difference of it. The worlds are pretty cool. You get to travel to different worlds. The classes so far are pretty cool. I know Nick has been able to unlock 2 classes. We both started different classes. I did Gunslinger. He did, what's the name of the melee?
Challenger.
He did Challenger, and then I picked up Handler as my second class, and you picked up Medic?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of fun itself. It's very easy to jump in and play with a friend. Only downside to that, I think, is no story progression for the person that jumps in.
So that sucks for me because I went into your
Yeah,
session and
we didn't know
played for
that.
like 7 hours, and then
But
I was like, then I looked it up and I'm like, hey, what actually happened? And I'm like, oh fuck, like I gotta redo all this, but it's fine. Like it's like,
and the good thing is,
pseudo procedurally generated levels.
and the good thing is you get to keep all your shit and you're leveled up. So like when you go back and you do your own shit in your own world, or I could jump in and help you, like we'll be pretty overpowered. But like it's been performing really well. We're having a lot of fun. I think you can play up to 4 people co-op, so that will be great if we can get more people in there. And the game really hasn't given us any issues. We do have a little bit of a loading issue when we load up the character screen, the inventory screen, or the map, and then load back into the game. So I think that's the only thing we've really had an issue with. It may be like some environment bugs where we get stuck or something like that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of jank with getting stuck on the levels and stuff like that. But and then it was also before we started playing. I think you actually like. You saw me playing, right? Because we were like on Discord, just like hanging out while you were progressing to get to a point where we could actually match up. So you were just like watching me play, and I was like losing my mind. Like I still gotta figure out what the hell happened. Like I think I like went somewhere.
Yeah, you must have went into like an overpowered level area.
I went to some overpowered area, and it's also like it aggressively hates melee builds. And like I was a melee build, so like I was just getting like I'm like this game shouldn't be this fucking
for the first hour and a half.
I was like raging, dude.
Yeah,
I was like
for the first hour and a half, you were like, I hate this game. I don't know why I got this game. And I'm like,
no. I was saying that shit, but like deep down, because I'm a masochist, I was like, I'm still gonna melee this fucking guy. Yeah, yeah. You told me to respec. You're like, you should respec right now. I'm like. No, I'm a melee,
but it definitely got way more fun. Obviously, we've been looking for games to play together, so it definitely got way more fun. And then like the hilariously dumb things that the characters say as you're going around and doing shit. It's funny too because they won't shut up.
It went, yeah. It was. Thank God that's over. Or
is it over? No, it's never over. They're always like, "Thank God it's over." But
I think that's the last of them.
But then there's an enemy right there.
They're coming. Dude, it's like so. It went from like, oh, okay, like it's a game and there's dialogue everywhere, and then an hour or two into it, you're just like. Shut the fuck up! Like, stop! Like, shut up! And then, like 5 hours into it, you're like, I was like laughing every time.
Well, we were
like comedic. The comedic timing of some of these lines is like so good.
Well, it's like I told you, if we were like experiencing it by ourselves and we're just hearing the character just talking to himself, we would hate it. But because it was both of us just doing dumb shit and killing things, it was just funny every time. But yeah,
even like with the boss, like it's just like.
But yeah, whatever. It's a great game. If you like if you played the first one, or if you just like the genre, we would definitely recommend it. We made a channel on Discord called Soulsborne, and that's for all these type of games. We're probably going to be in there just playing it around. And if you guys want to join in and do some sessions, let us know. Make sure you guys go to pressingbuttons.gg and get a link to our Discord and join the community, the big Pressing Buttons community. Well, that's it. That does it for episode 73. Another good episode in the books. Like I said, make sure you guys go to our website, hit up our links, make sure you guys follow us, leave some comments, give us some positive, good vibes. We enjoy doing this every week. Look how happy we are.
What's our website again?
Pressingbuttons.gg.
Okay. That might be an important detail.
Make sure you guys follow us wherever you can follow us, and join us on Discord, where we're mostly at all the time, and have some good, fun gaming sessions. And we'll see you guys next week with the next episode. I'm Hugo. Bye.
I'm Nick. Later.